Howdy everyone, it's your pal Misty, and today I'm going to be giving you my review of the movie The Kitchen with Melissa McCarthy, Tiffany Haddish, and Elizabeth Moss. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. This video probably won't be very long because it is extremely hot. I tried to start this a couple times on the way home, and within like 2 minutes we were just overheated and it was a no-go. So now we're in the parking lot under the shade, AC on. Hopefully will last long enough for me to get out my thoughts. So I knew nothing about this movie going into it other than it was about 3 women whose husbands are taken to jail. They're in the mob or the mafia. Is that the same? I'm not sure. But they're with the bad guys. Unless you're the people they're protecting, then they're kind of the good guys. But, I mean, it's illegal. And they kill people, a lot of people. So just know going in that this is a mob movie. And so if you don't want to see people with guns or people killed, don't go to this movie. However, if you're like me, and evidently the people sitting like 2 or 3 chairs away from me, we loved it. They really loved it. They were just talking back at the screen, and they were having just a rip-roaring good time. They clapped a bunch of times. Like a bunch. They woo! Like one of them even just let out a woo, a real loud woo. So that helped make it even more enjoyable. But that's is basically what it was. It's a DC movie, which I didn't know. Evidently it's based on a comic by I think the same name, I'm not sure, but it's in Hell's Kitchen, so it's in the late 70s, 78, 79 is when it takes place, so a little bit more nostalgic for me than the Quentin Tarantino movie, which was before my time. This one, I was young, but I still have memories of that time, right? So they're in Hell's Kitchen, their husbands get taken away, and so they basically take over the business, start the collections, and their husbands get out of jail, and you know, they have to determine what their next move is. Do the husbands take over again? It is a very strong female-led movie. Melissa McCarthy is good in just about anything that she does. This is definitely a much more serious role than maybe people are used to seeing her in, but she's done things like this before, and I think she does it very well. I think her drama is in key with this movie, and I think she was a perfect fit for it. Tiffany Haddish was great. She's so funny. She's funny in this movie too, but not like outright funny like she is in some of the other movies. But boy, she serves some face. Go ahead, mess with her. Just try it, because that face, whoa, mess with that face. And then Elizabeth Moss, from probably most popularly recently The Handmaid's Tale, is really good in this movie, but she's been beaten a lot, and it shows. And she definitely gets her revenge. Is all that I'll really say about her character. She's sort of the first one not really wanting to get into it, and then she gets into it. She gets way into it. But overall, the movie was really well done. I loved the theming. It was sort of not like a comic book, but they have this way of darkening a mood, especially that's sort of the mood you always get when you're in Hell's Kitchen. When I think of Hell's Kitchen, I think of Daredevil. So I always think of that sort of dark, dusty, not even dusty, but I don't know, it's hard to explain, but just that dark cinematic feel. And you definitely had that throughout this movie. But one thing that I enjoyed about it is oftentimes when people do a dark theme like that, my biggest complaint is that I can't see it. So this movie was done really well, and you can see all of the action that you need to see. You can follow the storyline. It was, I guess it wasn't too long. I think it was, let's see, it's 3:30 now. As expected, even in here with the air kicking, I turned it up a little bit to see if I can just finish this off. I just want to finish this review because I've done it a couple of times and I like to just be fresh and say it once and go with it. But what I was saying was I don't think it was too long, or I didn't think it was very long. It was probably more than 2 hours, but it was so much fun. Like it was just a good time. If you like seeing, you know, people get killed. That wasn't the best time of it though, but the movie part was really fun. You have to know what you're getting into when you go into a movie, and you have to know that you're an okay and responsible, mentally healthy adult to watch things like that and enjoy them. If you derive some type of pleasure out of it because of what happens, that's different than deriving pleasure from just the movie, which I did a lot. I liked it a lot. I will definitely watch it again when it comes out on DVD or Netflix or Prime or Hulu or it's Marvel. I meant DC. I don't know who carries DC movies. If it's Disney, it'd make it easier. But anyway, so if you like that type of movie, I definitely give a strong recommend. Or if you like any of those three women who play the leads in the movie, strong recommend. They all did a fantastic job in this movie. I don't know if it'll be underrated or if a lot of people will go see it. There weren't actually that many people in my theater. The ones who were there, like I said, thoroughly enjoyed it. But overall, it's one of those movies. It's sort of a niche genre, right? You have to like that genre and be into that type of thing in order to enjoy the movie, and I was, and I did. So I think that's going to be it for today before we overheat again. Sorry, it's been a hot one today on this Saturday, and until next time, I will see you real soon.